I am very honored and excited to be here today. I must say I was very surprised when I was asked to be a speaker for this event because I still feel that I'm new at this. I felt, I have a lot to learn yet. I still make mistakes from time to time. What can I do and what can I share that others with more experience cannot? But then I realized that was the point. The organizers of this event wanted to have a well-rounded and balanced perspective today. And so I hope I can do that for you. So I started out like many other people do. As I was nearing the end of high school, I realized I needed to continue my education. And so I went to a local area technical college to get my degree in electronics. 2 months before graduating, I started searching for a job and found something at a local manufacturing company where I could work with my hands and use my knowledge to be able to build a variety of complicated products and machines all day. I was really excited about this. At this time in my life, I had no idea I was wanting to get into management at all. All I wanted to do was just build and create and then go home and spend time with my family and friends. Over the next 7.5 years that I worked for this company, I learned a lot more about myself than I had originally anticipated. I learned what my strengths and weaknesses are. I already knew I liked to work with my hands, again, to build and create, but I didn't realize that I had a natural ability to connect and interact with people. And I was able to organize projects and put the right people on the right jobs at the right times. So in 2 years working for this company, I stepped up and became the lead for the electronics department. I saw other people's strengths, and I scheduled them for the good of the team. I also learned that I like to try new things. I learned that just because a process worked at one point in time doesn't mean it's going to keep working, especially when a company's growing, as I'm sure we all know at this point in time. And so after a few years, working as the lead, trying a few new things, I learned I needed to go to school, back to school, and get my bachelor's degree in business administration. Because as much as I enjoyed building, as much as I enjoyed scheduling and working with my group, I had one of my weaknesses that kept giving me a few problems. One of my weaknesses is fixing and troubleshooting the products when they don't work. And at this company, that was kind of a valuable quality to have in an electronics lead, so that was holding me back and it was frustrating me. So again, while I was able to use my strengths and the strengths of others, my weakness was holding me back. So again, I learned that my strength is working with people, not with the products themselves. So back to school I went, and as I got closer to finishing my education with my bachelor's degree in business administration, I started searching for a production manager job. And I was very picky with where I was going to work next. Because again, my strength is with people. I wanted to find a company that valued that in their management team as well. What I didn't realize is I was looking for a company that had a servant leadership culture. I didn't know this term yet. It wasn't until I found this production manager job that I learned what servant leadership is all about. During my first year at Force, the engineering manager invited me to a James Hunter presentation. Mr. Hunter talked about providing what people need, not what they want. Again, what people need. This is a very distinct difference. Providing people with what they need fosters growth. Providing people with what they want fosters dependence. I realized that I did not want to lead a team that was dependent on me. I wanted to lead a team that wanted to grow and wanted to become self-sufficient. Because leading a team that's dependent on you isn't a team at all. People want to have somebody that will encourage them and support them. People also need someone to tell them when they're not living up to the expectations of their job and their role. And it's for management to let them know that and to to provide them the training and the tools that they need to live up to those expectations. And to me, this was so logical, yet none of my college classes ever talked about this style of leadership. So after this event is when I started reading more books on servant leadership and personal growth. Again, I had the talent to work with people, but I didn't know how to refine this talent and to live up to my full potential, until now. That servant leadership event opened the door to a world of possibilities for me, and I started incorporating this concept in the shop. I was also realizing I could do this because the management team recognized my strengths and wanted me to further grow my strength in this area. And to me, that was kind of another aha moment, so to speak. Don't just use people's strengths. Don't just put them on projects or put them in roles that suit them. You need to continue to work with them. I needed to refine my own strengths so I could refine the strengths of others. When we add value to people, we not only add value to our work teams, but we also add value to themselves and to their families. And that to me is a pretty big concept. It's not just about work. I want to see people grow on a regular basis, both in work and outside of work. So one of the things I did to learn a little bit more about my group and what they need from me is I started an employee status report. At the beginning of every month, I asked the group to fill out this report. And I asked them 4 questions. Where are you doing well? Where do you need improvement? What have you learned in the last month? And what would you like to learn in the future? This gave me an opportunity to see how well they knew themselves, where I needed to coach and guide them, and also where their next steps in their career should be. And again, it gave me an opportunity to continue to refine my people skills and improve myself so I can in turn improve the group, improve the others within the team, and again, provide them the tools and the coaching that they needed. Now I'm the plant manager at Force, and I'm now teaching these concepts to the other management within our division. I want to continue to grow the strengths of all of our people. Everyone has the ability to make a difference in our company. And to me, that's why I go to work every day. To be honest, I don't really care what we make. What I care about is the people. By focusing on the people, we will in turn be able to have better quality in our products and better quality in our service. What keeps me motivated is knowing that I am improving myself and in turn improving others so that we can all be the best that we can be. And honestly, isn't that why we're here today? We all want to make a difference in the world. We all want to know that we're doing some good. As Gandhi once said, you have to be the change that you want to see in the world. It has to start with us. I cannot ask someone to do something that I'm not willing to do myself. The groups we lead need to know that we also recognize our own strengths and weaknesses. And by developing our strengths, we can lessen our weaknesses. Remember, it all goes back to providing people with what they need, and ourselves are included in that. As we provide what we need for ourselves, we can do the same for others. So in the end, it doesn't really matter where we are in our servant leadership journey, because this is a lifelong journey. This is a lifelong process. It's all about continual growth and personal development. It's all about putting the needs of the people first, and by setting a good example. As we continue to grow, so will our teams and our organizations. Form the team that supports and encourages each other. Form the team that recognizes that all people can make a difference in the world. All it takes is for us to show that the change starts here, from within. Thank you.